Squeeze your hand as hard as you can. If you are holding dry sand, the tighter you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers until you are left with nothing but a cold, empty palm. This is not just a law of physics. It is the exact, tragic mistake you are making with women. The harder you try to hold on, the faster she slips away. You planned the perfect date. You replied in seconds. You made yourself completely available. You poured your entire heart, your energy, and your focus into making her choose you. And what did you get in return? Distance, coldness, or worse? A devastating phrase that cut your pride to pieces. You are too nice. Or perhaps just silence. That heavy, agonizing silence that screams louder than any words ever could. It feels like a cruel joke, but it is pure psychology. The harder you try, the more you lose. Today, you are going to learn why less effort is the only thing that will make her want you more. Before we break down the brutal, hidden laws of desire, do not let yourself continue squeezing the sand. Subscribe to Dark Frame right now. Hit that like button. Join this brotherhood of men who are reclaiming their power and building an unshakable mind. Do it now. I get it, brother. I know the frustration of doing everything right on paper, only to be treated like an option. It feels deeply unfair. It wounds your pride to see men who seem to care less get everything you are begging for. But this is not a game of luck. It is a game of subconscious evolutionary signals. Today, we are not looking at manipulation tactics or cheap pickup tricks. I am going to give you the raw, scientific reality of human desire. We are going to look at the psychological mechanics of why your visible effort is actively killing her attraction, and exactly how to reverse the polarities of desire starting today. First, you must understand that your desperate effort is communicating a single, devastating truth, that you do not have options. When a man tries too hard, when he overplans every single detail to impress, when he is always available at any hour of the night, he is not showing love. He is broadcasting scarcity. He is screaming that his time is cheap and his attention is free. And neediness suffocates desire the same way water suffocates a flame. The brilliant evolutionary psychologist David Buss spent decades studying human attraction across dozens of different cultures. What he discovered is absolute. The primal human brain is hardwired to seek high-value partners who project confidence, resources, and options. It does not seek partners who pursue and beg. It seeks the partner who could walk away at any moment and remain completely intact. Consider how this plays out in the real world. The average man shows up to a date with flowers, a military-grade itinerary, and a reservation made weeks in advance. He acts like he is interviewing for a corporate job, hoping she will approve of him. She might say thank you, but her primitive brain immediately detects a signal of low demand. She subconsciously realizes she holds all the power, and absolute power in her hands instantly kills her attraction. The magnetic man, however, operates with effortless frame. He simply says, "I found a great spot downtown. Let's grab a drink Thursday at 8. No over-planning, no performance. He treats the interaction as a casual exchange between equals, because he does not try to buy her interest with forced effort. Her primitive brain translates his ease as a sign of high status. She begins to wonder who else is competing for his time. And that subconscious tension is what makes her think of him all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and leaves her heart racing by Thursday night. This leads us to the second hard truth. Your total availability proves to her that you have nothing better to do. This is a trap that millions of men fall into every single day. They are available instantly, without fail, and without exception. They reply to text in milliseconds. They cancel their gym sessions, rearrange their work schedules, and drop their friends the moment she sends a low-effort message. They genuinely believe this show of constant availability proves how much they care. In reality, it only proves that their life is empty. In the field of behavioral psychology, this is known as a low-status signal. The legendary social psychologist Robert Cialdini proved through extensive research that human beings only desire resources that are scarce, restricted, and hard to obtain. Abundant resources, on the other hand, breed immediate contempt and indifference. By being constantly available, you have made your attention the cheapest commodity in her world. The market of desire follows the exact same rules as the economic market. What is oversupplied is never valued. When the average man floods her inbox, he suffocates the space required for desire to grow. But when the magnetic man is genuinely busy building his career, training his body, or executing his mission, his absence creates a psychological vacuum. He doesn't play hard to get. His life is actually demanding. When she notices he hasn't replied for 3 hours because he is conquering his day, her mind rushes to fill that silent void. She begins to wonder what he is doing, who he is with, and why he is so focused. That silent, empty space is the exact place where her obsession is born. Furthermore, you must realize that the effort she sees actively destroys the mystery that keeps her obsessed. There is a fundamental rule of attraction that most men never comprehend. Women do not fall for what is fully solved. They fall for what they cannot quite figure out. The human brain has a powerful neurological drive to complete unfinished loops and resolve unanswered questions. In cognitive psychology, this is known as the Zeigarnik effect, named after psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who discovered that the mind remembers incomplete tasks far better than completed ones. When you show her all your effort, when you are completely transparent, predictable, and easy to read, you close the mental loop. There is nothing left for her to solve. There is no challenge, no cliffhanger, and no mystery. And without mystery, the brain simply stops paying attention. The average man lays all his cards on the table, expecting her to reward his honesty. But a book that is completely open is a book that is never reread. The magnetic man is not cold, nor does he play childish games. He is simply complex. His life is so rich, his focus so deep, and his boundaries so solid that she cannot put him into a neat, predictable box, because he doesn't lay his entire soul at her feet on day one. Her mind is forced to keep working. She stays awake at night trying to decode his silence, mistaking this constant cognitive loop for profound, irresistible attraction. This brings us to the very heart of the paradox. Less effort is the ultimate demonstration of self-worth. And self-worth is the only currency that buys real attraction. When a man exerts desperate effort to win a woman over, he is not leading, he is begging, he is asking her permission to be considered good enough. He is placing his entire value in her hands and pleading with her to hand it back to him in the form of a text, a smile, or a date. That invisible gesture of emotional submission is the most devastating thing a man can do to his own masculine frame. Real value is never begged for, and it is never demonstrated through frantic external effort. It is radiated. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus understood this 2,000 years ago when he wrote that true freedom is not found in satisfying your desires, but in conquering your need for them. The man who does not need her validation to feel complete is the only truly free man in the room. And that unshakable, self-sourced freedom is the most magnetic thing a human being can project. The average man makes her the absolute center of his universe, hoping it will make her stay. The magnetic man makes his purpose, his growth, and his principles the center of his universe, making her a welcome addition, but never a necessity. When she realizes she cannot easily shake his peace or buy his validation with a simple smile, she experiences the weight of his self-respect. She realizes she must step up to meet his standards, shifting the entire dynamic so that she is the one seeking to enter his powerful frame. Finally, we must look at the brutal neurobiology of desire. The less you need her, the more she chemically craves you. This goes against everything you have been told. You were told that showing unconditional devotion is the way to win her heart. You were told that putting her on a pedestal is a sign of high-value love. But in the psychology of romantic desire, the biological law is the exact opposite. The pioneering neuroscientist Helen, famous for her fMRI brain scans of people in love, discovered that the brain's desire system is activated with the highest intensity not by safety and total security, but by uncertainty. The brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pursuit, craving, and chemical obsession, not when it gets a guaranteed reward, but when it is fighting to secure a reward that might disappear. When you give her absolute, effortless security, you turn off her dopamine pathways. You cure her craving, you kill her desire. Not because she is a bad person, but because her brain is neurologically incapable of desiring what is already guaranteed. When you live your life with genuine autonomy, when you have boundaries that you are fully prepared to enforce by walking away, you maintain the healthy uncertainty that her brain requires to feel desire. Her subconscious mind begins to work, to seek, and to crave your presence. The less you need her validation, the more space you occupy in her thoughts. It is the most powerful, counterintuitive law of human relationships. And now, you possess it. The transformation begins today, brother. Stop begging for attention. Stop placing your self-worth in the hands of someone else. Be the man who doesn't need to be chosen because he has already chosen himself. Build your body, conquer your goals, and let your silence do the talking. When you stand firmly in your own territory, the respect and desire of others will follow naturally, without you ever having to chase it. If you are ready to stop chasing and start building a frame of steel, subscribe to Dark Frame right now. Hit that like button, and leave a comment below telling me which of these 5 principles shook your perspective the most today. I read every single one. Stay focused, keep your frame ironclad, and I